Good morning, let's do a trade recap today for yesterday. We're not going to start on the charts, we're going to go straight to the US government shutdown. And I watched a few videos and I realised that because US government shutdown, it's expected that there'll be choppy price movement and that the news will come out pretty delayed. And then when it comes to news, we had PMI come out today, which was better than the forecast, which means it's good for the US dollar. And then we had the non-farm employment change, which was pretty bad results. It was definitely way lower than the forecast, which is bad for the US dollar, which means it should be good for gold. And then this one would be bad for gold. So I'll say in advance, I didn't take a trade today because I actually saw my perfect setup, but there was a few indications on the charts as to why I wouldn't enter, and then also with the US government shutdown and never trading in those conditions, I think as a beginner trader it was the right decision to sit out today and see how the markets react. But gold has obviously been pretty bullish for a while, and it's made this indication and correction. This was yesterday. Scaling into the 1 hour, yeah, you can see it again. Price went past this high in London, retraced back in London, and then was pretty choppy in New York. I'm gonna remove the sections indicated because it'll be a lot clearer. So I saw price make this indication and then make this correction with market structure inside of it, which was a positive indication for my strategy. If you look at the volume, you can see that there was pretty high sell volume, even though this candle did close pretty close to the open, but it just goes to show that sellers have quite a lot of power. Even here you can see that the sellers have higher volume than buyers most of the time. But yeah, price made this little support area, I'd say, where it was coming in, bouncing up, coming in, bouncing out, coming in, bouncing out, but it was all forming lower highs. I wanted to take an entry that looked around about like this. With what was happening with the US government shutdown, I was like, yeah, no. I was looking at the market around about here, and this is where I kind of wanted to take my entry, if I were to take an entry, but again, I didn't want to because of the US government shutdown. I got off the charts before I saw this candle. I'd already made the decision to not trade. It was around about this area, then I saw the breaker structure to the upside here, and then price kind of chopped around here and then broke up again. I was looking to take an entry after I saw this, but then price was just so choppy here, and it just showed that sellers had quite a lot of control. And then if you look at the volume, there was quite a lot of seller volume, even though there was high buyer volume here. If I were to take an entry, it would have looked like this, with a stop loss below this low, giving a little bit of space, and then taking an entry back when price is above this level. But here I didn't take a trade, and thank God I didn't, because price was pretty choppy around New York session. If you want to see a more in-depth trade recap, make sure you head to my YouTube channel, link in bio, and I posted a full trade recap on that.